Welcome to the Road to the SAMAs32 in collaboration with Barret Edelstein, Celeb Savant, recorded at Solid Gold Podcast in Johannesburg, South Africa. Jakkie Louw is a triple SAMA Award nominated singer, songwriter, actor and author who has been performing professionally for over 28 years. Jackie's music is known for its infectious party energy, memorable melodies and witty lyrics. Jakkie has released 17 studio albums and 4 live DVDs. Joining us on this episode of The Road to the SAMAs is Jakkie Louw, who's been nominated for Beste Pop Album with Gees. Jakkie, thank you for joining us on the episode today. And how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. I'm going to try my best English, my Afrikaans accent English, okay?
And my English Afrikaans accent, I maybe know 4 or 5 words.
Okay.
So the nominated project Gees, tell us all about it.
Yeah, look, so I've been recording a lot of songs in the last couple of years from COVID. I haven't done a studio album for about 8 years. And I decided to put all these singles and some of the songs I wanted to have in this album that I wrote everything on myself, just to put it on a 17-track album and call it Gees. Gees is a word that I use when we do shows. Waar's die gees? Where's the people that want to party? I shout that like in a 45-minute DVD. I think I shouted like 40 times just to get the people going. So one of my friends actually said that we must actually make a drinking game. You must have a shooter every time I say Gees in the live show. That's why I said, let's just call this album Gees, because that's exactly what it is. It's just a way of celebrating music, celebrating my music that's been coming for so long in front of big audiences, small audiences, young audiences, the last couple of years, older audiences, but just getting the Gees out there and just getting people to laugh and just enjoy life.
Why did it take you 8 years to release a new project?
Look, I think with everything that's been changing, like Spotify has been becoming more, and Apple Music is becoming more prominent. Usually you make a album, like back in the olden days, 2011, make a album and then release it. Now you record singles, and a single for June, a single for August, a single for February. And now you take all these singles and make an album that says, this is actually what happened at this time in music. We made this album. And the vibe of the album, the snapshot of the album will be called Gees. So that's why it took longer than the old days. Let's say this album in these days is it takes more than 1 year to record this because it's expensive to record all these songs to have brought out.
Now, you already mentioned the inspiration behind the music is about having Gees and having fun and bringing all this energy to the listening audience. How was the creative process for this project?
Look, if you work with one studio, it's very easy, but I worked with about 5-6 studios. So I got some of the guys from Me, Mr. Mustard, they helped me, some guys in Cape Town. I had a very good dance producer helping me, Ferdinand Skeed. So it's very difficult to focus with the whole mothership of this album to get the same flavor for all the music, because I'm the only guy that is prominently part of this project that's got everything, I can't say in English, it's got to do with all these studios. I've got to get the flavor out. So the big process is getting everybody to know who is Jakkie Louw, what is he doing, A lot of people that has never heard my music. I spoke to a friend of mine the other day, Ross Learmouth, and he told me something that SAMAs years ago. I'll never forget it. He says, Jakkie, I love your music. Not all of it, but I love some of it. Now, that's a very important thing to say. So it's very interesting, but it's very important. So I want the people to love all the music. So it must sound kind of the same genre, because I love my jazz. I love African pop. I love Afrikaans pop. I love country. I love rock and roll music. But now it could be like a smarty box. Everything's just different, So I needed to focus on getting everything like prominently the same, that you say, this guy with this colorful scarf or the colored jacket, he sounds like Jakkie Louw. That's Jakkie Louw's music. So yeah, it's just a bit of a focus process to answer your question.
You mentioned you collaborated with guys from Me, Mr. Mustard and other people, as you mentioned. How did you choose who to collaborate with and on what songs you were going to collaborate with various people for?
For me, it's very easy. If I respect the music, I'm going to phone you. if you're a band, I respect what you do. I said, listen, I love what you're doing right now. So I want part of that. I think we should do something together. There's another SAMA nominated artist as well, for the same category as me, but I wrote the songs with him. You know what I'm saying? So the songs that I've written with him is not on my album, but it's on his album. So I love the album. The guy's is called Dion Groot. He's a very good artist, a friend of mine. We love to braai together. And I told him, hey man, I think we should do a song together. So maybe at festivals, we will be booked together to sing the hit song, and then we can braai together again. That's that kind of conversation. So I'm very good like that.
Sorry to interrupt. So you're going to braai together and bring the gears together.
Exactly. If you can have the best of both worlds, you're like in a pound seat. So the actual song that we wrote together is called Homemade Dop. And the song's almost at 1.2 million streams on Spotify, so It's doing quite well. So it's just about people just having a good time. The life is so full of stress and stuff. Sometimes you got to braai and just have a good time and have a glass of wine and just say, hey man, at least we're staying in South Africa. At least that's a good thing. We're staying in the most beautiful country in the world.
Totally agree with that. Now, tell us about the career highlights that you've had over the past year.
Oh man, there's this festival called Any Bos. It's in Nelspruit, and they've got this big night. It's like between 40 and 50,000 people that's sitting on this field, and you get your 7 songs to be on that stage. Now, I think in 2010, 2011, I was on that stage and I sang my own songs with every single person in that crowd singing every single lyric with me. Now, that's a highlight for me because you don't write the songs. So, hey, I want to write a song that's going to sell a lot of CDs. You write a song that you really feel. This is something that I feel right now. And that was such an amazing moment. The song that I'm talking about is an old song of mine called 1 Million Woorde. 1 million woorden in English, 1 million words. It's about cancer, and I just said, put on your lights there if you want to pray for somebody who's got cancer right now, or the families that's going with them through the cancer. And that was such an amazing moment for me in that time. Other highlight was about a month ago. I toured the USA. I sang in New York. I sang in Houston, Texas. I went to the CMA festivals, and to see so much South African people that actually still knows me throughout the years says, Jakkie, can you sing that song, man? I just want to get into a time machine and go back 10 years back when I was still staying in South Africa, sitting at one of your gigs. That's a highlight for me. It wasn't big crowds, it was like 100, 150 people, but it was such a highlight for me. So, and also to sing with some big names in this country, like Kevin Leo, the opera singer. We did For Sarnoy in the movie Liefling. It was a big highlight as well.
Amazing. So you've previously been nominated for a SAMA award. So what is the significance of receiving the nomination in SAMA32?
Hey man, just staying relevant. I'm getting older. I think when I got my first nomination for a SAMA, I still had hair, So no, as things have changed, bro. I'm getting older. So I'm getting older. So I like to say I pulled out the hair for every fan that I've got, but no, that's just a joke. So no, I think it's just to stay relevant. I've been doing gigs in Richards Bay and at churches, like just got like a bazaar, like a little festival, and the minister there says, Jakkie, it's the first time that we've got so many youngsters coming out to see a performance. I think with everything going on at this time, there's a very debatable thing about AI happening. But I think for young people to see a live musician with a live band really performing live music they've written 20 years ago, that's still like evergreens and stuff, that is very powerful. And to be nominated again for a SAMA, which is the most prestigious award to be nominated for in this continent, is a very, very big honor. And to be relevant it's such an honor.
Now, we know we don't like to put expectations onto things, because then if there's an expectation, it means we may be disappointed. So your thoughts of how you're going to experience the award ceremony on the 15th of August?
Look, it's a bigger thing for me because I'm bringing a partner. My wife can't come with me because my youngest daughter's got athletics. So I'm taking my oldest daughter, Linka. She's 15 years old. She's a musician as well. She plays lead guitar. She's got classes every week. And she's my little rock star daughter. She's going to be my date. And to show her everything there. So for me, win or lose, to be nominated and to be invited to the SAMAs is already such a big deal to take my daughter with. If I will win this, it'll be a cherry on the cake. But if I don't, I'll be the most best dressed person at that function, because they'll be talking about the singing mattress for years after the SAMA Awards.
Singing mattress. What do you mean
What do
by
you think?
that?
What do you think this is?
Okay, so we have to be. Sounds exciting. I'm going to be there, so that will be looking forward to that.
I'm going to be the Lady Gaga of this whole festival. We're talking about the mattress walking around. Okay, so
okay. I'm very excited to see that. Now, as you mentioned, you've been in the industry for a period of time. Advice for emerging artists.
Hey man, the best advice. I've written this book about 10 years ago. I wrote a book called The Muzikantse Handbook, The Musician's Handbook. And the best advice I can give you is show all the time. I'm not talking money. I'm talking performing. Show all the time. Show at the church, show at the school, show at the braai. Take out your guitar. Just sing songs all the time, all the time, all the time. And the more individually authentic you are, the better. So if you like Noah Khan, don't sing his songs. Sing your own songs. You can take some reference of those songs. Maybe there's some words that tickled you to write something, but be authentic and be busy. Any successful person in the world works 8 to 10 hours a day. So you can't say, I'm a musician, I'm going to work like 45 minutes because that's how long the set of the festival is. That is not true. After the festival, you can go network, sell your merchandise. I sometimes sell more merch than the festival actually pays me. This is all. I'm wearing the actual merch as I'm talking to you. I'm wearing Jakkie Louw merch all of the show. I sell Speedos, G-strings. I sell hats. I sell anything.
Oh, seriously?
And I do. I seriously do. Yeah. So my whole office is actually, as I'm talking here, is full of merch. This is a Jakkie Louw board game that I made.
Oh wow!
You know, if you look over there, you see the hats over there. That's one of my hats that looks like this. So merchandise is a big thing. So you know what? If you're gonna be working hard, you gotta get paid. So start out just doing a lot of entertaining things. I've done so many shows for free that has paid me over and over and over again within the years. You know, if I haven't got any work for like a month, you know, in COVID times, I wrote books and I did stuff. You know, you can't sit around. You've got to be working, man. Best advice.
As Jakkie says, best advice. Good luck for the upcoming SAMAs. Beste Pop Album nominated. This is Celeb Savant signing out for SAMAs32.